The end of our test section is about 10 feet or so upstream from the milepost that you see up ahead, which is milepost 187. It'll serve as a convenient marker. The closest interchange to tie it into in back of us is that for US 90, which goes into Tallahassee proper. We are at approximately station 3 plus 50, I would say. What I'm trying to indicate here is some of the largest faulting which appears in this test section. Let me try to move on down here and get a better feel for it. It's awfully difficult to tell just how much there is. There appears to be approximately a half-inch faulting, and there is some minor joint sealant damage also associated with this transverse joint. In stream, we have another transverse crack that I'm going to try and show here, where we've got a change in coloration occurring right near the crack itself. Looks like there may be some moisture coming out. It's awfully hard to tell though just looking at it like this. We'll go ahead and follow it across the lane just so you can see how it goes through here. Generally, it's pretty tightly held together. However, there are places where it is, where it has some companion cracking, as I would like to call it. This probably being one of the better examples. This is something which could probably be called a low severity crack, but which in time will develop into moderate severity as we see some of this additional cracking occur along with the existing transverse crack. Making our way back down the test section towards the end of it, you can see the mark going across the pavement up ahead. You can also see where the core was taken. Again, that concrete thickness was measured to be 9.5 inches with 7.5 inches of soil cement. I believe it was 19 inches of a sand or select fill material underlain by a clayey sand, which was reddish to reddish brown in color. Also note some changes in the texturing and the level of texturing as we go down the test section. Looks like some of this was done on different days of work, and they've been caught out in the rain on some of this stuff. At the end of the test section, you see as we continue on the vertical curve, we drop down into a sag, and then we have a left turn or a left curve on down a half a mile or so. Working counterclockwise, we've still got the median here, and you can see how consistent the cut depth is throughout here on this side as well as the other one. Looking back up on the test section, again we're working in the westbound lanes and the outside lane on Interstate 10 just to the west of Tallahassee, Florida. A couple more notes before I end the tape for this test section for number 123811 on Interstate 10 in the Florida Panhandle west of Tallahassee. I don't recall whether or not another project had been selected for this cell. If one cannot be located, it may be prudent to go ahead and use one of the sections up ahead of here or to the west of us as a GPS test section as well, because we do note some increases in distress, particularly as we get into some of the fill sections. Right here we're in a cut. Now in the opposite direction it's even more heavily distressed as we noted driving through it. But again, we picked this one for primarily because of the potential use of it as a maintenance cost effectiveness study project, and also because we have a cut section here, which is it's not really unusual in this part of the state, but it's something which we have a lack of in the projects that we've looked at here in Florida. And to try to balance things between cut and fill, it was felt necessary to do this. If this is used either for the maintenance cost effectiveness or as another GPS test section within the same project, then it would be most useful to go ahead and try to find one that's on a fill section, which we do have some available.